This is Ryan Reagan from HKExcel. So you know now it's already March and it's only less than 2 months until your May final exams. So it's a very critical period in your life really. In the next 2 months, the effectiveness of your studying, how effective you study, is really going to determine what you get for the IB, where you go for university and so forth. Okay, so in the next 3 minutes, what I want to share with you are 3 studying strategies that I have learned throughout my life and that have really changed my life. And I believe if you adopt these studying strategies I'm about to teach, it can dramatically improve your score. So yeah, please pay attention. So the first tip I have for you is to set a schedule. This might sound cliche, but let me share with you a story. When I was in high school at the beginning, I always realized that when I'm about to do a test, that there are a lot of things that I haven't studied, that I'm not familiar with. I always seem to run out of time, right? So eventually I learned to make a schedule. So for example, if there are 50 days until your exam, a good enough schedule should precisely say what chapter you're going to learn for each of the day, what chapters you're going to learn. That way, by planning ahead, you can ensure that you cover all of the topics before the final exam. This sounds really obvious, but a lot of students fail to do this, right? So don't be one of them. Be sure to have a detailed schedule detailing what you're going to do every single day until your exam. All the chapters. This way you ensure that you can finish everything. You can understand everything. The second tip I have for you is to commit to understanding and memorizing how to do all IB exam questions. So the best way to study, I've tried to tested this out for myself, and many top students I know do the same thing. So you study one chapter at a time. Okay, don't try to study everything at a time. Study one chapter at a time. When you study that chapter, pick out all the past IB exam questions from previous years. Okay, find them online or anywhere, buy them online, however way you want. And then try to do, for example, if you're studying chapter 1 in biology, find all the past exam questions related to chapter 1 in biology. Make sure you understand the logic behind all the answers. Okay, make sure you know how to answer all the questions, understand the logic. More importantly, be sure that you're able to memorize the answers. Okay, make sure that before the exam you can understand how to solve all past exam questions and memorize them. Okay, so when you study for chapter 1, for example, don't just read the textbook. Okay, you have to do all the past papers and commit those answers and the logic within the answers, concepts within the answer to your memory. Okay, the last advice is going to be applicable to language subjects where you need to write essays, basically. So this includes economics, business, English, psychology. Okay, any subject that requires you to write essays, you can use this advice. You know, a lot of students, when they study for essay questions, because writing an essay takes a lot of time. So instead of writing an essay, they just think about how to write an essay. They never actually write out an essay when they study, or they just write it in point form. Okay, that is not. So that is all right, but if you want the really good marks, you should write out full essays. You don't need to write out full essays for every question, but write enough. Like for example, write out full answers for the most typical questions. The trick is that, let's say in economics or English, a lot of times the questions that show up are very repetitive, right? So questions from 2010 can often show up again in 2017, similar questions, right? So if you write questions from past papers, write the full answers from past papers, write enough full answers, there's a big chance you will see similar questions, and you just need to basically copy what you wrote at home into the exam paper. In fact, that's what I did for English paper 2, where I got a level 7. I wrote sample essays at home, full essays, and then when the exam came, a very similar question came up, and I just copied most of what I wrote from home onto the exam paper. It was a miracle. So last but not least, during Easter, HKExcel, we're going to organize Easter courses for IB final year students. And so the course is going to be about 20 hours long over the period of 10 days. We're going to cover all of the most important studying skills, okay? And we will teach all of the most important exam questions, so we'll break down the most important concepts, okay? So it'll be taught by our top IB experts. Okay, so if you're interested, you can register for a free trial lesson. The first lesson is free. You come for free. If you like it, you can come back again. Okay, so yeah, Hope that we can add some value to you through this video, and hope